Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestlemania Access. I'll be your host for the evening, Johnny Figs, and we are going to cover all things WrestleMania. We're going to talk about the already scheduled mega matches and some newly announced matches. It was just over 72 hours ago, we had our first official WrestleMania press conference, and as we've promised, this will be the biggest WrestleMania match card we've ever done, mainly because of the mega match. The two best in the world currently, the reigning AEW champion, the Kingpin himself, Will Ospreay, versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and they were face to face at the press conference with much security involved, and things almost got ugly, ladies and gentlemen. Things have gotten personal in the past few weeks, but we only got 3 weeks left until the mega match. We find out who is the best in the world. Now switching gears to the best tag team in the world currently, FTR, as they set out for their biggest challenge yet, 4 former world champions in this triple threat tag team match. As we know, Omega and Hangman made a personal promise to the Young Bucks to try to bring the tag team gold home, and William Regal, not one to waste all of the work he's put into the Blackpool Combat Club, has got Moxley and Danielson on the same page. But FTR has beaten every tag team put in front of them. So if anyone can overcome the insurmountable odds, it is FTR, but this promises to be the biggest task they've had yet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into another mega match that seemed to have come out of nowhere, a once-in-a-lifetime dream match, as Seth freaking Rollins put out an open challenge. He wants to get back to the top of the mountain, but so does the man who accepted the challenge. Okada will try to rise to the occasion as these two meet in a dream match. Now, Seth Rollins had said recently in an interview that facing Okada on a stage this big had been a personal dream match of his, and Okada said pretty much the same at our press conference 72 hours ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a match for the ages, a match we never thought we'd see here in AEW. Kazuchika Okada challenges Seth freaking Rollins at the biggest WrestleMania ever. But now from one dream match to a brand new announced match. A match we've seen twice before on 2 different continents. That's right, it has been decided by management that the long-awaited rubber match between Shinsuke Nakamura and the phenomenal AJ Styles will take place at WrestleMania. This will be the 3rd meeting in this series. The first one years ago at Wrestle Kingdom 10 in Japan, Nakamura would emerge victorious. Then at WrestleMania 34, AJ Styles would successfully defend his title against Nakamura. And that leads us to right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally going to settle the score. The 3rd match in the series, Styles, Nakamura, WrestleMania. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being joined here in the studio by the enforcer, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, Steve, I understand you got a few new matches to tell us about.
That's right, Johnny. My partner, Commissioner Foley's kind of got his own shit going on right now, so I'm going to show you some of these matches we've been working on behind the scenes we're going to bring to you at WrestleMania. Dean Malenko said he wanted to put his career on the line, but Walter said that wasn't good enough. Well, let me tell you what happened, Johnny. Triple H been working on something he wanted to bring out for a long time, and that is the Pure Championship. For whatever reason, Walter didn't want to face Malenko. Malenko wants to prove he can beat Walter, but that damn Pure Championship, something that lured them both in. So at WrestleMania, we're going to crown a Pure Champion when Walter goes one-on-one with Dean Malenko, with Malenko's career on the line.
Now here's another special match that you're learning about right here. The TNT title and the Money in the Bank title will be on the line. And 2 familiar foes that have been running into each other all the time lately were the first 2 to sign up. That's all we know about that for right now. But what about this that happened the other night? Kurt Angle, tired of losing, is calling out The Undertaker, and I have an exclusive. The match has been signed off on, but it all depends on if The Undertaker accepts. So, ladies and gentlemen, will we see the return of The Undertaker? Kurt Angle calling out the dead man. So much more to come here ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep this thing right on moving and jump right into something else. As you know, Commissioner Foley has been into this just attack fest with Santana and Ortiz. Now, Sami Zayn got involved. We had a brawl going. Things have been out of control. Next thing you know, Eddie Kingston is involved for his friends Santana and Ortiz. That led to a backstage fight that left Commissioner Foley hospitalized. Terry Funk would try to get revenge on Eddie Kingston, but that's when it was revealed that the Lucha Bros were also working with Eddie Kingston, longtime friends, but Kevin Owens would attack Rey Fenix and send the message that Foley has friends too, and that is where this Stadium Stampede match was signed off on. This has been absolute gang warfare, but we do know Team Foley is gonna have to find 2 mystery partners. Well, we go from a mystery to a sure thing, because at our press conference, Naito returned to confront Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor and accept his open challenge. 2 former Intercontinental Champions. We haven't seen Naito since the broken neck. Now, I'll tell you, Finn Balor has claimed that he wants the best competition, and it looks like that's what he's going to get at WrestleMania. This is another dream match, ladies and gentlemen, but let's jump to something else. 13 seconds is all it took for Jon Moxley to put away Orange Cassidy and become the IWGP champion. But the next night, Orange Cassidy had it. He was tired of the gimmick, he was tired of the lack of respect, and he challenged Moxley to the rematch. Now, at our press conference, Orange Cassidy was getting the vibe that everybody is counting him out of this match, and he walked away. He said he's not putting up with this, nobody takes him serious, and he has been training non-stop ever since. Jon Moxley also is in that tag team match. He says he's not that worried about this challenge. Orange Cassidy says everyone is overlooking him, and he's gonna shock the world. The rematch from the 13-second massacre will take place at WrestleMania. That brings us to the World Heavyweight Championship match. You gotta go back 2 years for this history. Returning from a 7-year hiatus, CM Punk would come back to AEW and shock the world, and his first opponent waiting on him was Darby Allin. We all know how that would turn out. Punk would get the win, but Darby Allin would become obsessed. He demanded a rematch. He just knew he could beat CM Punk. And we all know how that went at Halloween Havoc. CM Punk would win the second match. And that's just went so far, ladies and gentlemen. They just fought in London at All In, going to a time limit draw. So Darby felt like he was finally getting closer to beating CM Punk for the first time when the rematch happened on Dynamite and Darby got the roll-up victory, and CM Punk refused to shake his hand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after a few backstage altercations that left both men suspended, after Darby Allin had been the TNT champion for most of 2023, he would cash it in for a shot at WrestleMania, and Punk said he's sick of it. If he's got to fight Darby Allin yet again, he wants it to be a brutal match. And that's when the dog collar stipulation came out, a match that both men are very familiar with, and that is what we're gonna get at WrestleMania. CM Punk vs. Darby Allin, dog collar, the final match in this series. Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute stacked WrestleMania card. As promised, it will be the biggest. And don't forget about the mega match for the best in the world AEW Championship. Will Ospreay versus Cody Rhodes. They will receive their own video coming up in the future because there's way too much history there to fit it all in one video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and there's plenty more to come on the road to WrestleMania.